Well, also today is Juneteenth, the commemoration marking the end of slavery here in the U.S. It was signed into a federal holiday back in 2021, but many folks still don't know much about the meaning behind the day. Newswatch 16's Melissa Steininger joins us live in the studio, and I am so glad that you're talking to us about this because it is one of those things that, we didn't learn in school as we were kids.
Yeah, it's important to talk about and share, and that's really the message behind the Black Scranton Project and the young woman running the show. It's making sure everyone is able to celebrate with this now federal holiday. The Black-owned nonprofit actually shares a birthday with Juneteenth today, making this holiday an even bigger celebration.
Just kind of picking up the baton and carrying our history is really important.
History is on display inside the Black Scranton Project as Glynis Johns preserves the stories of the Black voices who have come before her.
The stories and the drive of people in the past have influenced me to do a lot of the things.
Her nonprofit is sharing these stories with even the youngest listeners, stories that would otherwise go untold.
Not that many people know about our legacy, how much we've contributed to Scranton, how much we've helped make this such the beautiful city that we enjoy it to be, and I want people to know more of that.
That legacy was front and center.
Let us march on to victory.
As culture and freedom were celebrated at the project's Juneteenth Jubilee this weekend, a place for the community to come together.
Trauma is baked into the Black experience, unfortunately, and I think Juneteenth actually gives us a time to not focus on that trauma, but focus on the joy, the triumph, and the history and the legacy that we're building.
Juneteenth commemorates the ending of slavery here in the United States. The Emancipation Proclamation was signed on January 1st, 1863. But the word didn't officially reach Texas for another 2.5 years on June 19th, 1865.
Once we became free people, we had to decide what that meant for us. How do we then build as a community? And so I think we should take that perseverance and that persistence and push forward and push boundaries.
Glynis is an example of that persistence. In just 5 years, she's transformed this old bank building into a time capsule.
Because we've always kind of been in survival mode in a lot of spaces, saving history is never the first thing that comes to mind.
By sharing the past, she's reshaping the city's future.
People are a little bit more comfortable asking questions that they might have been afraid to ask, and I think there's nothing wrong with being wrong. I think the problem is a lot of people choose to stay in ignorant spaces, but there's nothing wrong about being uncomfortable and asking those questions.
And keeping stories alive.
Hello, good, how are you?
Through the next generation of diverse voices in Scranton.
A lot of these students don't get to see things that look like them, don't really see a city that represents them, so I'm hoping that they'll be able to see Scranton in a different light.
The Black Scranton Project has a number of events throughout the year celebrating Black history, arts, and culture. But of course, Juneteenth is the perfect day to connect with that history right here in Scranton. Mindy?
All right, thank you so much for educating us, Melissa. We appreciate it.